Search is a process in which users first generate a query specifying one or more attributes of the target item. For example, its name, or part of it, text it contains, its modification date, and so forth. The desktop search engine then returns a set of results from which the user selects the sought-for item. A commonly held view is that search is a simpler and more efficient process than navigation, and that search is replacing navigation as a method of finding files. This chapter is based on research we conducted that evaluated this search everything assumption. That is, the idea that improvements in search technology mean that search will replace navigation as the main way of accessing personal information and eliminate the need for organization within folders. The search everything approach. There are obvious intuitive advantages of search for both retrieval and organization. Search seems to be more flexible and efficient for retrieval. It is flexible because it does not depend on users remembering the correct storage location. Instead, users can specify any file attribute they happen to remember in their queries. Search is also potentially more efficient because users can retrieve information by generating a single query instead of using multiple operations to laboriously navigate to the relevant part of the folder hierarchy. Finally, search doesn't require careful organizational preparation. Researchers claim that search finesses the management problem. Users don't have to engage in complex organizational strategies that exhaustively anticipate their future retrieval requirements. These arguments against navigation are bolstered by developments in web access. As we heard in Chapter 4, use of navigational systems such as Yahoo categories to retrieve web data has largely been replaced by other methods. These intuitive arguments have led many PIM researchers to propose that search engines should replace folders. For example, when presenting their new operating system prototype, Placeless Documents, Durish and colleagues wrote the following. Unfortunately, strict hierarchical structures can map poorly to user needs. While strict hierarchies of locations may provide a logical structure for document storage, meeting the needs of the system, they provide less useful support for document interaction, failing to meet the needs of users. Our approach is based on document properties rather than document locations. Properties are the primary uniform means for organizing, grouping, managing, controlling, and retrieving documents. Document properties are features of a document that are meaningful to users rather than to the system. Documents can have any number of properties, reflecting the different features that might be relevant to users at different times or in different contexts. Similar ideas about the limits of hierarchical organization and the contrasting benefits of search are presented in publications with titles such as Searching to Eliminate Personal Information Management and Search Everything, as well as other publications that propose radical new alternatives to folder-based navigation. For simplicity, we will call these views the search everything approach. The focus on search-based retrieval has led to the development of several experimental PIM search engines, such as FLAT, P-H-L-A-T, SYS, Haystack, and Raton Laveur, as well as commercial systems such as Einfish Personal, Copernic Desktop Search, Yahoo Desktop Search, and Microsoft Desktop Search. Although these systems argue for the superiority of search, they nevertheless do not completely reject hierarchical folders, instead proposing a hybrid approach in which files can be retrieved by either search or navigation. Other systems take a more radical approach to retrieving personal information by completely eliminating folder-based storage. Such systems include LifeStreams, Canon Cat, Presto, Placeless Documents, MyLifeBits, and iMeMex. To sum up, the search everything approach makes the following claims about the benefits of search for both file retrieval and organization.